Hi everyone, my name's Mel Harrington. I'm by trade a licensed surveyor. I'm not sure if you know what a surveyor is, but I'm I guess an expert in positioning, so my real domain knowledge is in GPS. And for the last 5 years I've been working at Trimble. So Trimble is a technology company that provides hardware and software and services in the construction industry. And today I'm going to show you how Trimble has been using extended reality technologies in construction, transforming like data into reality for people on site. So to give an overview of Trimble and a little bit more about what we do, we provide the hardware, software and services across these 5 core business areas, so agriculture, buildings, civil engineering, construction, geospatial and transport and logistics. And on the ground, what does that actually look like? So we use our core positioning technology, GPS or global positioning systems, as well as connectivity and analytics to improve how people work in the field. So whether that be wiring up a heavy machine with GPS so that they can be autonomous, a surveyor in the field collecting points and positions so that then architects can accurately design a house, things like that, and then especially in New Zealand or other areas of the world where there's large agriculture, keeping those machines autonomous and productive. So I wanted to highlight a little bit about the history of Trimble and where we first started. So we started with the first commercialisation of GPS way back in 1978. And then over the last 40 years, we've been improving the way people work in the field and use information. So from GPS to other positioning technologies, whether it be a total station, a scanner, and then we've moved more into software for productivity, things like that. And then now we're combining all of these processes and products into one to make people more efficient. And today I'll be really focusing on how virtual reality, mixed reality and augmented reality has transformed the construction industry. So I just want to highlight the construction continuum, and basically what that is the construction workflow. Everything from design, build to operating and maintaining that building or that site. And there's many different technologies that are working in each of those like steps of the process, but the key thing across all of those stages of that continuum is making sure that that rich 3D information isn't lost and that it's communicated clearly. And so that's where virtual reality, mixed reality and mixed and augmented reality really enhance that whole process for the people in the office and in the field. But before I deep dive into this construction process and the continuum, I really wanted to simplify the technology and make it relatable for all of us in this room. And so by looking at a house, so I'm assuming all of you know what a house is or should live in one, right? So we all live in the real world and we're trained from birth to understand information by seeing it in context. So this house here, it isn't real. It's a 3D design overlaid in the real world environment using precision augmented reality. So we live in the real world and we typically design in 3D, but why do we normally dumb down our designs and information to 2D paper plans to communicate them. I personally know what I'd prefer if I was building a house and things. I want to be able to walk in, see it in 3D and visualize it clearly. XR, and in this example, precision augmented reality, makes that really complicated information simple and easy to understand. And we don't need that paper plan anymore because we can walk around and interact with that design in the real world accurately without needing anything else. This is an example of sight vision, which I'll explain a little bit later on, but it's a product that I've worked on for the last 2 years. It integrates high precision GPS with your smartphone and utilises the computer vision within that to make it accurate. So what are our other XR solutions across the VR, MR and AR sort of spectrum? We develop a lot of software that can work on virtual reality headsets, and where we see that used the most is for architects using that during the conceptual design phase as well as the detailed design phase, because you can fully immerse yourself in the design or even at scale and collaborate with others in the room to really communicate and understand that design. We also have mixed reality solutions. Some of you may be familiar with the HoloLens. What Trimble have done, we're a partner of Microsoft. We've integrated or basically put it on a hard hat. So those construction workers in the field can be well informed and safe by being hands-free. And they can interact with that data as they need and tap around and inquire and get what they need on the ground. And then we have our augmented reality solutions. So sight vision on the left, that's, as I mentioned, using a consumer-grade smartphone and integrating it with Trimble positioning technology. And then we have the heavy machinery. So a lot of heavy machinery, especially newer grade machinery, say an excavator like this, will have a camera on board. And what we can do there is overlay the design for a road or piping and things. And that operator can see it hands-free and be more aware of their environment at the same time. So those technologies transform that 3D information into reality, and the benefits is it's keeping that information rich and usable in the field by everyone. So I briefly touched on some of the ways the technology is used, but just going back to the construction continuum in each stage, I'm going to go through now and just explain a little bit more about how they're used. So at the conceptual and detailed design phase, we have mainly virtual reality and mixed reality solutions that people are using, and that again is for full immersion or just scaling it down, for example, this building, and so that they can collaborate with others and get an overall picture or bird's eye view of the complete design. And then we have the next stage, which is the on-site design, review and planning. So that's really more for like pre-construction, going out with what's going to be built on the ground and walking around with those on site so that they can get a true understanding of the scale of the project. And then they can also take accurate measurements and things in the field so that they know exactly where things are going to be. And then we also have the ability using mixed reality technology to do a lot of training and remote assistance. So this example here is for steel fabrication. And that's a real benefit in the construction industry too, because it's not typically an industry that a lot of young people are moving into, and I see that this technology is actually sort of gamifying the industry in a way and making it a lot more attractive to the younger generations. So, yeah. Then sort of the bulk work on the ground, so the civil construction and the earth moving. So constructing straight from the 3D design, not using paper plans. It's improving safety and efficiency on site. Then for the project managers, they don't need to take their paper plans. They can walk around with something like Sight Vision or even the mixed reality headset, review how the how the construction is going, or as-built review, manage tasks in the field, and then even call back to the office through the remote assistance functions. And then there's also, naturally, on any project or construction project, there's unforeseen things that come up. So design amendments is another key aspect where virtual reality and this 3D transfer of information is really good. So using Sight Vision, because it has that high precision GPS, you can take the measurements in the field, complete the designs, and send that back to the office or directly to your earth moving machine. And then in the final stages of the construction workflow or continuum, you have the own and operate. So for council sign-off or passing over to the true owners, you have that rich 3D model that you've constructed from, and you also have the technology to communicate it and use for every further stage during maintenance, for example. And then, of course, you have that rich design and technology to be able to complete any additional planning and future construction. So where do I see the future going, or the technology going for XR in construction? I know it's a little bit cliche to say widespread adoption of the technology, but it's something I truly do believe. We see it in pockets of each, but there are not many companies around the world that are utilising all of these technologies efficiently and in a really productive way. And I think all we need to do is look at GPS, for example, going back to my roots and Trimble's roots. From its initial commercialisation, or originally it was used just by professionals and the military, but today I can guarantee each and every one of you have it in your back pocket, on your wrist, or in the palm of your hands. So that's where I see this technology going in the construction industry, is that everyone will be using this. It will be a natural day-to-day thing. So yeah, that's all from me. I kept it pretty short and sweet, so yeah.